Alrighty. Let's see if we can get the live stream fired up here, guys. You know, crazy enough, for those of you who are already tuning in, or if you're watching this later, this is the 1 minute chart. And it's going so crazy right now. The markets are so crazy at the moment that I knew I had to live stream. And I haven't even put up my chat yet. I need to get that up. Let me turn down the music here real quick. I bet it's a little too loud. But anyways, yeah, markets are so crazy right now that on the 1 minute, actually with it, let's go ahead and break this down a little bit. A 5 minute period, we've seen Bitcoin go from 6,100. Actually, I think down to the low 6,100 all the way up to around 6,400. So, and 5K volume within a matter of a few minutes. Ridiculous. Is this the bottom? Who knows? How's chat doing? Nice to have you guys on the stream. And for those of you who are watching later on, welcome to the video. Thought I'd pop out a little bit of a live stream. Today I got out being quite busy. It's usually not that I'm busy during the mornings, but today is one of those days, and I haven't been able to cover much on crypto. However, I have to say that I'm really liking some of this buying that came down towards the low 6,000 area. I'm not liking the selling though, so I don't know if I'd say everything's over just yet, but again, you know, guys, I'm just kind of keeping a positive nature with it generally. Oops, my line's a little bit down. I mean, you know, we're looking for this to hopefully hold. If you can get back above there, bounce up, that would be nice, but I think you're going to see a lot more buying come in if it's really the bottom. But then over the hour, there's been a lot of volume. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Toyota, don't overreact. Everyone's like, I guess you're not the only one. Everyone's like, yeah. No, guys, here's the thing. You know, I've been watching the market today and stuff, and it has been fascinating to me because you know, I've been really debating. I'm like, you know, is this going to be really a much more of a long-term correction and everything, or because I've been seeing, you know, it's funny, people use I think the pink Wojak index, which is like all those pink guy memes and stuff that are always shared on like Reddit, 4chan, like all over the place, and everyone's just panicking. And guys, like, you know, markets have cycles and stuff. I've still benefited heavily from cryptocurrencies over the long run, and I still love the tech. It's not going away, but you know, markets do move through cycles. So I thought I'd come on today and at least answer some of those questions, and then we'll do probably a more solidified daily update later on. Let's see here. Junwoo said WTF happened. Low volume Bitcoin markets, that's what happened. Now, there's just, I mean, there's not much trading going on, guys, and because of that, well, actually, there's, I would say, more people focused on trading than investing because everyone's thinking very short term here. But what's nice is that we just came, you know, $100 away from the low we saw back in February, which is 6,000, and we seem to get a pretty strong rebound with some buy volume coming in. Very reminiscent if we take a look at the hourly here again, and we want to see this turn green and pop up and get above some of these levels of resistance. But with 11,000 in volume, I'd like to see how much we got on the previous bounce. Let's see what we got over here. Around 38,000. And again, I think we just started the hour. Yeah, we're only halfway through. So down here at 6,000, got a big pile of, you know, single to double digit thousand Bitcoin worth of volume on just Bitfinex alone. So Gabriel, my portfolio is not breathing. Yeah, I mean, guys, I think, you know, again, I don't tend to panic, and more than anything, I get more comfortable when you get towards these lows because, you know, in this case, you don't want to start panicking and let emotions take over you, because in that case, you're going to be selling things much lower. When in reality, usually markets have more and more likely of a reversal. The thing about it is you have to kind of view it as like being 2 steps ahead of the game or 2 steps behind. If you find yourself in a losing position, you know, unless you're doing specific trades, you should follow the rules if you've set rules for your trade by using stop losses, all these mechanisms. And you can't get mad if they execute. You played by the rules. But if you're someone who's just trying to generally play the market cycles and you're kind of guesstimating, you know, it's not smart to get 2 steps behind and then to make another mistake and be 4 steps behind, meaning that you're going to sell your position to someone who's buying in cheap and is going to be making the profits you could have been making, you know. So, you got to play it smart and stuff. Don't think irrationally in this kind of position. Yeah, it's nice to see during the middle of the day we've got this much people on the live stream. Yeah, Gabriel, I hope we do actually. Yes, I just realized, guys, it's not a late night talk, I guess. I should probably change the title. I'll see if I can do that real quick. But yeah, the whole thing about it, guys, is you have to think more long term about it. I don't know if I can change that right here. I'm probably gonna have to go on the restream thing myself. I'll go ahead and open this in a new window. I gotta log in now. I'll do it some other time. I'll fix it after the video. All right. Yes, yeah. Roy just said the first EU time stream. It's been a while. Raphael says, hello, humans. Just got off the phone with Mike Novogratz and people at Goldman Sachs. Starts in 3 days. Yeah. No, I think, again, guys, larger buyers are definitely taking upon this discount opportunity. I can't tell you all. I'm not going to give you all the details on it because I respect people's privacy. Long story short, though, is I can tell you there is a lot of interesting activity going on in the OTC markets. I'll leave it at that. There's definitely some interesting things going on. And we talk about it all the time on the channel, where the institution's buying. They're sure as hell not buying at 20K. They're buying at a nice discount, anywhere from 60, 70, 80% down. That's how it historically plays with Bitcoin. Antonio, will I be watching the Fed conference? It's interesting you asked that. I think people are pretty confident the Fed's going to raise rates today. I would assume probably a 0.25% increase. But interestingly enough, that's going to put us very close to a key level of 2%. And I think, God, there's a lot of things. You can see smart money is moving out of markets, all kinds of stuff showing towards the negative side, to be fair. And I'm not trying to just play the bear case in regards to traditional markets because I believe we are going to get a correction because the fundamentals are starting to come into play. They've been bad for years, but it's a matter of a catalyst triggering, whether that's people not being able to continue borrowing at the rates they used to because rates are increasing pretty steadily, or if we see slowing economic growth, if we see major sell-offs in the asset bubble we have or in the housing market. There's so many things under the seams. Or a country going unstable, Italy, Argentina, having one of the major banks like Deutsche Bank, which is caught up in derivatives, getting trashed. I mean, there's so many different things. And that's why I don't really get caught up on small moves on Bitcoin, because I understand in a fundamental sense, cryptos have a lot of room for the upside, in my opinion, from what I've been able to analyze. Gordo, I am praying for you all the way. Bro said, just sold more of my Bitcoin, people. Nothing to worry about. How many people do we have on the... Oh, yeah, 1,000 people. Wow. That's good. Let me go ahead here, get the chat. I'm going to move the chat a little bit. Yeah, we'll get towards answering some questions, everyone. I know many of you are very curious about my mind on certain things, I guess, especially at this moment more than anything. Yeah, it's kind of true. We have been here before. We've been to 6,000 since the 20K peak. So we'll have to see. I think that's really the last question. If you're going to hold 6K or not, if we don't hold 6K, it's going to be quite bad. I think that means we've probably got all the way down to 5K to go. Chris said, besides powering CB, what is OX utility? I don't really know what he's referring to. Probably talk about the OX Bitcoin fork. I don't really know much about it. Darcy, when you getting 500K subs, Nick, keep up the content and happy training. Darcy, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching all the way in Canada. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think over the next year, I mean, obviously, if markets turn back up, we're gonna reach probably 400K by the end of the year. if we obviously get the kind of levels that I'm looking for, anywhere past 20,000. So, but again, I'm an optimist. Yeah, Rafa, it's so funny. That's a crude way of putting it, but that's so true. People flipping a dime and stuff off of one candle. Crypto Creeps Telegram. Nathan, I don't know what that is. I apologize. All right, let's see here. And I will say I'm loving this volatility towards the support level. We'll see what happens here. The whales are fighting. The margin traders are getting flushed on both ends. Really, that's awesome from South Africa. Cool stuff. Cigar, yeah, I tend not to be able to make it usually to Telegram groups, but we're working on a lot of great things for Unibright. I've got a lot of cool developments that I'm currently pursuing at the moment for the project. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Usman Fedcoin. I would not be investing in Fedcoin. I'd be looking to maybe work a job and get paid Fedcoin and then cash that out quickly into Bitcoin. I like how I use the analogy of cashing out a Fedcoin. I would Satoshi out, I guess. Scenic. He said, Data Dash, after a 92% correction, can we agree that Nano was a P&D? Scenic, no, I don't actually agree with that in the sense of your mention of it being a P&D, because here's the thing. It's still way up from its lows. Like, that's the key thing you have to keep in mind. The whole market moved up to a dramatic sense. I would say the area where you can really say is a P&D is probably what's going on in the pre-sale space of ICOs. Nano's not, you know, some ICO. It was distributed equally throughout a faucet. It was just a matter of people realizing that, oh, there is something outside of blockchain that can scale, that might potentially be a solution that we're looking for. And in that case, I think people got really excited about it because the whole topic that year was scalability. And yes, things can get irrationally exuberant, but then they obviously had the correction in the market, the big Grail hack, and again, the continued lagging of this market where we're not seeing any serious new liquidity coming yet. And until we get that, you're not going to see Nano move up. Again, you could say the same about Bitcoin. It's so funny. I see a striking similarity. I wish I could pull up a Nano USD chart here. You can pull it up on CoinMarketCap. But it reminds me of a striking similarity when I think about Nano towards Bitcoin back during 2013 and 2014. How it had about an 80% reduction. It had obviously a lot of times where it got rebounds, corrections, rebounds and corrections, and then finally based out at an 80% correction and curved back up and continued higher. I honestly think, and another thing as well about Nano, as you all know, I'm long on Nano and stuff, so I'll be transparent in that sense. But the thing about it that I really like is that you're seeing Coinbase list things that it's comfortable with. A lot of these big exchanges who don't want to list things that could potentially be securities. The thing about Nano is it wasn't an ICO. It's a peer-to-peer digital cash play. It's not a privacy coin. It's just an alternative to blockchain technology. And that's what kind of intrigues me as a play of possibly getting more to the mainstream. But we'll have to see if Coinbase or any other exchanges will be interested in listing it. It's got a great community, and that's usually what's needed. Dama, that's awesome you're meeting with the Unibright team. Oh, Terrorize. No, I'm not saying Bitcoin would go to 400K. I'm saying 50K. I was talking about my subscribers. Hopefully we'll get there. That's I think if we get around 40 to 50K, we'll possibly see that. I didn't grab water before the live stream. That's not good. All right, let's see here. Oh, cigar, awesome. Yes, I'll definitely try to. Thank you, man. I appreciate it for the kind comments. I'll try to come in there sometime. Justin Looney, I was subscriber 23. Well, that's awesome, man. If you really were, I appreciate the long-term support. My early fans, they're the greatest. We have the best fans, folks, I can tell you. Someone's mentioning, yeah, the RSI is ridiculously oversold at the moment. We haven't seen it like this on the daily in a while. think someone would say this. Yeah, this is the lowest level on the Bitcoin RSI since all the way back in August of 2016. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing about it, guys, is when I see the RSI flashing drastically oversold signals, that's when I don't really panic. I get a little bit eager on the market. Gabriel, thank you very much. What is more likely, Bitcoin hitting 40K by the end of the year or Smash Mouth putting out a #1 record? I'm going to be crazy on this one. Both. They're both likely. Just kidding. Nicholas, don't you think it will be unlikely for new volume to come in? I would have thought they'd be scared seeing the price action. Mr. Mood, they don't really care. I mean, here's the thing. You have two people. You have institutions and retail investors. And there's really, it's sad to say this, there's no way you're going to change it. Who's the smart one who gets in cheap and who puts in volume when price is down? Institutions. And they're not afraid. They like to buy low. If they understand that this fundamentally has a lot of potential to move higher, they're going to buy it. Doesn't matter if they like the fundamentals. It doesn't matter if they like the tech or if they're just purely speculating. That's how they do it. And then once price starts to rally, retail investors get in. Flashback November, December. You know, that's when mainstream was really getting interested in Bitcoin. It was hitting the headlines. Sadly, that's just how markets work. And the institutions will make it so the retail investors are not scared because the price will be moving nicely by then. The RSI, Adam, is the Relative Strength Index. It is basically a simple way to really read the indicator, and it's not a guarantee that something is overbought or oversold. You can obviously still see it hang under the RSI for quite some time, depending on what time range you use. But generally speaking, you have the bands here between 30 and 70. And when you go below 30, a stock, currency, or cryptocurrency in this case, is generally oversold. And if it's above this line of 70, it's overbought, meaning that you're probably going to have a pullback of some sort. So well, Daryl, yeah, you can. You definitely don't want to go by one indicator. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, because the RSI is oversold, market's done selling off. You know, I'm not like that. But indicators do matter as much as there is manipulation, because those whales that everyone keeps talking about, they do use TA, they do use indicators to a degree. But it's a betting game of how they're going to beat other people, and they usually do that through their liquidity, and then they trade on margin. That's just how it works. Cadus, oh my gosh, that is insulting. What is this horrible this horrible music is FM84 Atlas. Definitely go check it out. It's a part of a new breed of music, retrowave. It takes us back to the 80s. Crypto Javin, I can't tell you if it is or if it isn't. I've been bullish since 7,000, I think. So yeah, probably wouldn't be in a good position to tell you the lows and everything. I'm not perfect by that mean, and because of that, you shouldn't just follow what I say. But yeah, I mean, really, I think the last level I'm looking for, guys, is to see if this is going to hold 6,000. If it can't, then got probably a little bit more of a ways to go. Might have to test the levels where Jamie Dimon doubted Bitcoin. Crank, I agree with you. I'm more kind of in it for the long term. I think the fundamentals tied towards fiat currency at the moment far outweigh my fears of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies lasting long term. And that comes from a pretty good fundamental analysis of the issues in global economies. Jeffrey, I appreciate the donation and the question. I don't know. I think we're very close to it. But again, to be fair, guys, I'm very transparent about this. I'm not going to talk a big game. I was bullish around like 7,000, you know, and now we're down to 6,200, you know. So I wouldn't panic or anything. I'm not panicking. I'm not, you know, jumping out and cashing out all my positions. I'm just sitting here just kind of weathering a little bit of the storm. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier. I'm someone who plays market cycles. I don't care about these small movements in the market. Obviously, it can look very scary and very volatile, but I'm not seeing any serious crazy volume at the moment. Nothing like what we were seeing back here. And along with that as well, when you're on the lower end, if you're playing these bigger swings, for example, I want to play this. I want to play the next cycle we're going to get on Bitcoin. And I hope to see that come out of this wedge, or excuse me, this triangle here. If we can get that, if we can hold this level. If we can't, then I might definitely have secure positions if we move lower. But at this level, I'm waiting to see if it's going to hold 6K. You know, I understand that you do not want to panic anywhere generally on the lower range of things if you believe that a cycle is going to come out of it where it can multiply much higher. You know, it's just a matter of patience in that sense. So you know, everyone has different styles of it. Bart said, fun enough, crypto is full of get-rich-quick types with no respect or knowledge about the underlying tech. We need to shake these people out of the market first. Only then we nerds get rich. Yeah, I will say, I remember I heard someone was talking about there was a Discord channel, and they were like, they were cursing out, like, I should have never gotten into crypto, and then they were like, they were yelling about people like me and stuff, and I'm just like, guys, like, the thing is, if you step into a market, you have to understand that when you're putting money into something, you need to be willing to say, yeah, I'm fine with losing all of it or some of it, depending on how you trade. If you use stop losses, like someone who's actually done the research. But outside of that as well, you have to understand these are some of the most volatile, high-risk markets at the moment in most people's eyes. I think in a fundamental sense, it's a great play long-term, this whole market and this whole space. Jeffrey, there's not a set time for live streams. We tend to do live streams around anywhere from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I start usually, and I usually go for about 2 hours. But yeah, now Bart, I think you're right. I think we got in December, you got into a period where people were purely speculating, and we thought it was easy money, you know. But now we're in a phase where that easy money has evaporated. We've closed down. You know, we've come down to this level 3 times where the easy money came in. This was where a lot of the retail funny money came in. And we might be going back on this nice steady uptrend. We might be setting up to have higher levels here if we can hold. Gabriel, I agree. Retrowave is life. Helps you get through the good times and the bad times. Alfred, yes, I'm still sticking by my stance. And I know it sounds crazy. People would be like, oh, you know, Nick, you're still thinking 50K this year. You know, look, we might not get specifically exactly 50K on the dot. We'll have to see. You know, we never really technically hit 20K up here. But here's the thing to keep in mind if you take it to the monthly here. You know, we've already seen Bitcoin, I think it was from here, was it here in June? No, sorry. Starting in July. We already saw Bitcoin practically do a 10x within about a 6-month period, and we have about 6 months left. So we are going to have to pick up pace here soon, but it would only be you know, a 10x, actually less than a 10x from these levels for Bitcoin to reach 50K. So if we hold at 6,000, I don't have a doubt that we're probably going to get in that range around 40 to 50K. Still in my target horizon, and I think as much as I would usually say that crypto markets would need more time to cycle, the reason why I feel a little bit different this time, I don't mean to play the old ironic statement, oh, this time it's different. This time there is a lot of fundamental differences in the market. There is what you have going on in traditional markets, what you have going on in developments of the cryptocurrency space, the sheer amount of money that is exiting venture capital, traditional startups in Silicon Valley, in China, anywhere in the world, you know, wherever you're looking at, it's flowing into crypto. So again, I can't tell you guys, I get the glimpse of getting to see some things that happen that aren't on exchanges and stuff, and it's just pure optimism. What's going on right now is a lot of funny money pushing around markets right now because there's no volume. There's no retail money coming in. There's no institutional money that's coming in onto exchanges. Now, you talk OTC markets, you talk ICOs, very different picture. Lots of optimism going on behind the scenes. ICOs raising ridiculously high levels of, ether or whatever they're trying to raise to meet crazy valuations. OTC markets, I can't tell you guys the amount of volume some families and family funds and hedge funds and all these different companies are buying. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're slamming the buy button. They're buy on Bitcoin, but you're not going to see that on exchange. So that's, I mean, again, it doesn't always reflect what's going to happen on exchange. But Frank Tournay said, "Smart long game wins." Thanks for reminding us, Nick. Frank, no problem, my friend. Again, I can tell you guys, if Bitcoin gets an ETF, what it's going to become over the next year or two is a new, it's going to be seen as a new digital asset class. I think long-term cryptocurrencies can become currencies, and they can also serve as an asset, something of store value that can also have some speculative valuation. But if you get an ETF in the next year or two, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will become a multi-trillion-dollar market. Okay, I will stand by that bet and stuff. Again, there's someone is asking, what is an ETF? It's an exchange-traded fund. Picture this. It's a way where most of Wall Street investment banks can invest in Bitcoin, whereas they can't right now. So that's a big key thing. That's a financial product. Raphael said, "Nick, help. Too much ETH in private sales, and we aren't mooning yet." Yes. You might be lucky, Raphael. You're in these private sales. You don't have to watch the charts, Just waiting for bull market and then for exchange listings. That's what most people in the pre-sale space are looking at. Andreas, yeah, a little bit about myself. My name's Nicholas Merton. I've been doing about seven years now, about 7 years of trading and investing in traditional markets. And for the past year and a half to two, I've been active in studying cryptocurrencies, crypto markets. And really over the past year, I've gotten really active in the space with the channel. So, yeah, I did all kinds of stuff. I used to trade stocks, bonds, ETFs, studied Forex markets, and I pretty much have completely put my concentration on crypto at the moment. So you can check out my content and stuff to get a little bit more details on myself. But just going to say, if you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys need to go see Bizonacci's new video. It is so perfect. If you can't tell by the like to dislike ratio, definitely go check it out. I'll go ahead and just pop it in another tab, and once the live stream's over, you guys go check it out. But man, what a fitting. It was so ironic too, because the price kept on dropping after he put that out. Bizonacci might know something we don't. Steve, thank you for the shout out from the UK. Karam, I'm long on Nano, and Neo I've been talking about for a while. Needs to go to 400,000 sats in my opinion. What's Neo at? Neo BTC. It's well on its way there. Yeah. I think you're going to get 2 times what you got on the last bottom. It's going to come probably here to around 4 million sats. You got a break on the double bottom there. Maybe one last flush in the market. I think we're steadfast towards the valuation lows. Down here around 243 billion. April, yep. Oh, lordy. Robust, that's an interesting question. I like that fundamental thing. Hey, Dash, how can cryptocurrencies help developing countries with their economies? Providing a currency that's not volatile? Now, I know that doesn't seem like cryptocurrencies. You take any kind of country, any developing country like Zimbabwe or Venezuela, and you'll see that cryptocurrencies are not a bad option in that case. But outside of that, having more stable monetary policy, being able to pay lower fees for transactions, censorship resistance, and along with that as well, you could have decentralized marketplaces on the blockchain as well, which is a concept that BitBay and Syscoin and a few others are trying to do. Particle as well. I think that's going to become a bigger concept over the long term, but you need to build a good platform that gains some trending use over the next few months before that really happens. And it'll happen in countries like Venezuela. Nick Compton mentioned that Tether has gained a higher market cap than Monero and Dash, and new researchers have reignited suspicions that Tether manipulated Bitcoin prices. Guys, I don't have any specific knowledge of it, but I mean, it was a massive amount of the volume, and people were using it for, if I remember correctly, they were using it on certain forms of margin trading and stuff, you know. I mean, obviously, guys, there's so many different factors that play a role in these markets, and I wouldn't doubt for a second that Tether did play a role in it. That's why people were really worried about it back in January and February when the news started to come out. Crypto YY, I think that Bitcoin maximalists can sometimes be a little too much closed-minded, and along with that as well, I think altcoin investors can be too exuberant, too risk-taking, and can, you know, completely avoid the fundamentals sometimes when it's necessary to understand them and to consider them. The idea that all altcoins are bad and will be bad forever is a silly assumption in my opinion. But the argument as well that that all altcoins are great and just put our hand over our head and just gamble on, I think that's a very stupid concept. You know, that you should apply strategy to it. Understand you're taking very, very high levels of risk, but with higher levels of risk come potentially higher levels of reward. That's the general stance in markets. I need to invest in a better mic. Sorry, the reason the quality is not that great is because I'm quite far away from my mic. I just don't want to accidentally wave my hands and accidentally bump the mic stand or the pop filter. The reason I usually keep it further away is because I'm very exuberant with my hand movements. It's a bad, I'd say some people would say it's a good habit and stuff in regards to presenting yourself, but sometimes I can come real close to the mic like this and soothe the market's current stance. Maybe I could somehow resonate Bitcoin to rebound by simply speaking slowly and softly into the mic, staring you in the eyes. I know, guys. Sorry, I'm a little too seductive sometimes, right? Kendall, really enjoy your content, even though I'm a Ripple fan. Thanks and keep up the good work, Kendall. I'll forgive you on this one. Not just kidding. Thank you, Kendall. I know. I probably talk trash about Ripple. I have an issue with the currency, not its tech. Ripple tech is very, very interesting. And as much as I don't like banks, hey, I want to save anyone money. The golden voice of Data Dash finally revealed. I could do God, I don't know, maybe I should do some impersonations. Daniel, I didn't. Oh. Uh-oh, did I start lagging? Sorry, is the stream going out, guys? See, I think I can't do the seductive voice because that's going to probably interfere with the live stream. It's saying that I have 1776 people in here. Wow, what a unique number there. And Data Dash didn't pay the electricity. Guys, yeah, I'm a little bit low this week, you know, on money. I didn't put it all in crypto. I mean, I just a pretty decent chunk, and you know, if you guys want to donate, you guys can. I mean, you want live streams, you know, I guess someone's got to pay the electricity bill. Let's see here. Crypto Millions, love the soothing voice. Alright guys, stop spamming Oyster. I'm not going to be taking too much of a look at altcoins right now. I do like Oyster. I've been talking about it since little to no people knew about it. They've got a lot of great developments. My brother was testing around with it, but... A2604, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate the donation. A2, thank you very much, man. Appreciate the kind comment and the donation. Upgrade wants me to do the Trump impersonation. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I could talk about because I can only do impersonations. Well, I probably need to get some water. I can tell you my mouth is getting quite dry, and you know I can't do a great Trump impression when my mouth is, you know, it's looking for a thirst. It's thirsting for some Trump water. I gotta go get it right now. I think I have it on the 47th floor. I'll be right back. I'm just kidding. I think I might go get some water here real quick. And of course the live stream is lagging. I apologize about that, guys. Let's go ahead and close out some of these tabs here. Again, go watch. I'll send it one more time, everyone. You have to watch Crab 17 Stage 2 from Bizoniac. Great meme video. I want to meet Bizoniac. Or that's not. I keep on saying Bizon. It's Bizonacci. Hope to meet him one day. Did you buy it at 1776? Oh, don't worry, guys. You guys don't have to donate and stuff. I saw some of you saying that this plugin wasn't supported or whatever. Yeah, don't worry about it, guys. Salvatore, well, no, the triple bottom and double bottom are very subjective. Double bottoms tend to be bearish, and from what I've been able to analyze, and triple bottoms tend to be bullish. Same goes with resistance. Double top, bearish. Triple top, I don't know. Triple top sometimes usually tend to still be bearish, but in regards to bull case of things, you see that triple bottoms usually are a good indicator of holding support because you're having more levels where you're actually holding something. You know, you're holding support 3 times in a row. And with that, it's signaling that it does not want to go below that price. That's at least what I've been subjectively understanding in regards to the TA side of things. It makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's a question of you can really tell whether or not triple bottom is healthy or bad when you're going to ask whether or not it holds. And if it doesn't, if it obviously has a big red candle going through it, obviously you've broken it and it needs to go lower. Oh, yeah. Hardly difficult. Thank you very much, Hardly Difficult. I appreciate you hosting the stream, my friend. I want to get some Twitch viewers on here. I'm sorry, guys. The stream is starting to... All right, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to wrap it up here. The connection's not looking good. I think I need to get Ethernet or something in here. I'm going off wireless at the moment. However, guys, trade safe, stay smart. Love you guys. I'll be back on later on tonight. We might do another live stream. Might get another video out today. Just been a tad bit busy this morning. However, don't panic, don't fear. Again, play it smart. And you can see here, obviously, over the past few hours, we've been getting a lot better price action in the market. It's taking a second to load here on my chart. There we go. But again, guys, I'll talk to you all soon. Know that Data Dash isn't panicking. You can see it. You can hear it. You can see it through my actions. I'm not trading right now. I can tell you that. But we'll have to see what happens.